right, all praises, honor, and glory be to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh being who people call God, whose true name is Yahweh, from what we have been shown, we know and understand in the ancient Hebrew tongue. And Yahweh Shai being who people call Jesus, whose true name is Yahweh Shai, for what we know, understand, and have been shown. All right. Waha being and the Kodash being holy, and Rakha being spirit. Peace and blessings to everybody awakening, fighting a good fight of faith, the elect out there. Salutations to the elders, the elder men at the Great Millstone Church. So getting into this is gonna be a lesson. Pretty much something I'll be doing, which is gonna be headed as raising the children of Israel. And in this particular episode, or volume, or whatever you want to call it, we're going to be dealing with the matter of letting just men, basically dealing with superficiality, right? Being superficial, being able to discern that and understand that being a thing, and why you wanna, how you're gonna be able to keep away from it, not be of it, not condone it ultimately, but also why. So, and that's seen through, and that be one, I'll say one, that being because that's what the Lord wants. He's teaching to us. He wants his children to understand. He wants those that he's raising, or re-raising, to know and understand. Because how can you be, a king, a prince or princess, rulers of the world, to come of a world that abides forever, if you can't even understand who to have around you, who to not have around you, what can't be, and being able to discern and determine, again, superficiality, being superficialness, you wouldn't be able to, because you can't even tell, like I said, that simple that simple thing, man, when it's around you, and etc. But to say the least, that's seen through the scripture, which we're gonna get, which is in Sirach, all right, dealing with letting just man eat and drink with thee. So before I get into this, we're gonna start with Sirach 1, the prologue of Sirach, or the prologue of the wisdom of as you see, Yahushua Jesus, the prologue of the wisdom of Jesus, Yahushua Sirach, right? The son of Sirach. It says the son of Sirach. Salaki about that, meaning sorry, or apologies. It says, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us. So let's read that again. The prologue of the wisdom of Jesus, Yahushua, the son of Sirach. Whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us. Many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps. For the things which Israel ought to be commended for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without, both by speaking and writing. My grandfather, Yahushua, it says Jesus, but that name would translate to Yahushua, which is why I'm saying that, when he had much given himself to the reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom, to the intent that those that which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in living according to the law. So he went into the understanding of things. He wrote things that basically was further understandings of things already written, you know, from like things that was written in the law or the prophets. So that's what his writings is. It's the understanding. It's the furtherance. It's a wise man hearing the word, commended it, hearing it, commended it, and added unto it, if you will. You know. So he gave the understanding, which is why, the Lord including his writings, with the rest of what's considered canon, you know, which is also canon, I should say. It says, "Wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor, see, and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret. For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them," because our people was writing things, being in different captivities. So, uh, like the Assyrian captivity, things like that. You know what I'm saying? Which you got prophets that was in the Assyrian captivity, aka the northern uh, uh, tribes, which the southern kingdom didn't go into, and that's when the Hebrew, some of the Hebrew symbols were changed. You know, but it was still Hebrew, but technically it's another language. So they had to interpret what was really being said. And then you had us already speaking other languages. But the other point is, it says to translate into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. See, when they are spoken in their own language. For in the 8th and 30th year coming into Egypt, when um your was king and continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore, I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it, using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end, and set it forth for them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn. See that? Being prepared before in manners to live after the law. All wisdom coming from the Lord and is with him forever. So that being said, this is Matthew 18. As you see, it's titled Rank in the Kingdom. At the same time came the disciples unto Yahushua, saying, Who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? And Yahushua called who is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven? Who will it be? Right? And it says, and Yahushua called a little child unto him and set him in the midst of them and said, Verily I say unto you, except ye be converted and become as little children, ye shall not enter into the kingdom of heaven. Right? Because you need to start over. It's things like if you don't start over to the state of being a child, which is someone that's in the state of having to be taught, learning, you're not going to even make it into the kingdom, let alone be the greatest, because you don't know the things you need to know. You need to unlearn and relearn a lot of stuff. It says, Whosoever therefore shall humble himself as this little child, right? The same is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven, right? Because note, we're called the children of Israel. So the Lord is always teaching us and raising us. All right. And we know that's not literal, because it says this is dealing with the new birth. John 3. There is a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night, said unto him, Whereby we know that thou art a teacher come from God. For no man could do these miracles that thou doest, except God be with him. Yahushua answered and said unto him, Verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, He cannot see the kingdom of God. So everybody was off. So it's no getting in the kingdom, let alone being the greatest, if you can't get in the kingdom. But it's no even getting in the kingdom if you don't start over. Be put back in a state to where you're learning. You're constantly learning, right? Again, we're known as the children of Israel. Why? Because you teach your children. Children are always learning. And they're always, basically, it's someone that's being, like the scriptures say, teach thy child in the way that he shall go, and in the end, he will not depart from it. So the Lord, he refers to us as that. Now, obviously, this is talking about the spirit, which is why I'm getting this. It's not going to stay that. You're going to become, of age. So, but the whole concept is the Lord is dealing with a people from the beginning. He noted as the children of Israel. And you got elders amongst these children of Israel, ancient, Now why? Because when he got us ultimately back, right? Because we was the sons of God before we became the Israelites. But when he got us back, that's what was going to have to go on. It was going to have to be some restarting. It's going to have to be teaching them as children, to where ultimately, again, that scripture that he lays out, let me get it. Proverbs 22 and 6, it says, train up a child in the way that he shall go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Exactly. So, and then it's heavy because when you think about the next script, the verse says, the rich ruleth over the poor. Now, what's riches and what's truly being rich and what's truly being poor? Because it's not having just carnal riches as far as being rich. It's not just being without carnal riches as far as being poor. But it's truly, right, as far as riches are concerned, having the knowledge, wisdom, understanding, the wisdom of the Lord. Because that's the mother of all, and through by her, that's how all came to Solomon, which was the richest man to ever live. Why? Because he was the wisest man to ever live. So if you don't have wisdom, but you have carnal riches, you are not rich, you are poor. And it's the same thing with being poor. You can not have all the carnal riches, but you can actually be richer than everybody. And I can get that. Revelation 2 and 9. I know thy works in tribulation and poverty, right? That's carnally, but thou art rich. See, but thou art rich. See that? Because why? Because the things and of this world, the people he's talking to, he's saying this to is in a world, or coming out of a world at this point, or still in the world at this point, where everything's upside down. So being broke is being called being rich. Being rich truly is, like being broke truly, or poor truly is called being rich or poor, But it says, and I know the blasphemy of them will say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. So again, the Lord, just because you're in poverty does not mean you're not rich. And just because you're not in poverty doesn't mean you are not poor. All right. Now, getting back to the point. So when you go back to Proverbs 22 and 6, train up a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Again, that's heavy because the next verse tell you the rich ruleth over the poor. So those that are rich obviously have the wisdom of the Messiah. They know how to move. Let me grab this. So real quick, when you go to Wisdom of Solomon 7 and 7, it says, wherefore I prayed and understanding was given me. I called upon God and the spirit of wisdom came to me. I preferred her before scepters and thrones, and before, right? And esteemed riches nothing in comparison to her. So exactly. So if you got riches but you don't have her, you have nothing. You don't have anything. It says, neither compare I unto her any precious stone. Because all gold in respect of her is as a little sand. It says, and silver shall be counted as clay before her. I loved her above health and beauty, and chose to have her instead of light. Exactly, because you can, with her, you will figure out how to make light. It says, for the light that cometh from her never goeth out. All good things together came to me with her, and innumerable riches in her hands. See that? And I rejoiced in them all, because wisdom goeth before them. So by truly having innumerable riches, really having riches, getting riches is only by wisdom. Period. You know? But obviously in this world they want you to think otherwise. You could be as stupid as you want and have riches, but yet everybody that gets it by those means, it never lasts. They're not able to, truly even keep them because of what it takes to keep it. You know? And even if they have it because they just done became so damn soulless or whatever, like the Lord said, what shall a profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Right? But they able to keep it because they done lost their soul, so they don't even have a conscience no more. The Lord's still gonna take it. It's not durable. It's not eternal. You know? Period. And it's vanity. Because they gonna die anyway. And then you don't know if the man after you gonna be a fool. But so this is why the Lord is preaching to us to be children. He deals with us in the context of us being children, with the theme of children, the children of Israel. Because again, if you train up a child with knowing this, they not going to depart from this. So now you have an everlasting kingdom, and now you don't have to worry about a man who's gonna come after that man you trained and throw everything away, because he will have been also taught as a child, right? Even if, again, this is spiritual, which we're gonna get back to that he's supposed to train up a child in the way they should go, and we know the way that we should go is the way that the Lord has laid out. So there we go. So it says, I rejoiced in all of them, because wisdom goeth before them, and I knew not that she was the mother of them. See that? Wisdom of Solomon 8. It says, let's start at 13. Moreover, by the means of her I shall obtain immortality. So how wouldn't you be rich? So what is these children over here in Proverbs 22 being trained up with? They're being trained up through wisdom, with wisdom, according to wisdom, to where they'll go on while having wisdom and have everything. Hence, they'll be rich. They won't be poor. And they'll be ruling over those that are without wisdom, which is these kings of this world now. It says, moreover, by the means of her, I shall obtain immortality. You won't be able to lose or ever be defeated. Nothing will be able to get by you. There will be no breaches. There will be no fakes around you. There will be no superficiality that you are of or promoting or condoning or walking with. Are you teaching others through not rebuking? You teaching others to be through your lack of rebuking. Your respect of persons or whatever it may be. See that? You won't be able to, until where you get took down. Because why? You got wisdom where all of that isn't to be the case, or how, if and whatever is to be the case is to be the case. However, whatever is supposed to be looked at is to be looked at in the way it's supposed to be looked at, to where you can't be beat. You immortal. How do you die? And that's literally goes on talking about even physically, which is what's gonna come. But it says, and leave behind me an everlasting memorial to them that come after me, which is something people always able to look back on. They're always able to look at. So basically, it's just talking about a path to follow. All right. And then when it goes on, it says, I shall set the people in order. See that? I shall set the people in order. Look, I shall set the people in order. So if you think about something in order, right? If he's saying he shall set the people in order, that's like a manifold way to look at that. He's gonna be governing people, right? It's gonna lead to him being in a position of ruling, as it's talking about in Proverbs 22:6-7, thus showing you those children, that child that the Lord is saying is to be trained up, is being trained up in wisdom. It's to be a ruler. It's to become a ruler. It's for the purpose of rulership, and continuing, the kingdom, right? But on the other side of it, as far as it being manifold, as far as setting people in order, it's literally in the sense of, if you come forth first, right, people will be behind you, like in an order like that. I'm one, you two, they three, that's four. My son's two, his son's three, it's four. Even in that regard, the nation of Israel is set in order first, and then you got these people, you know what I'm saying, like so forth and so on. It's me, and this tributary, and then I got that tributary with that, all of that, man. So it's literally just setting out a path. Is leadership, even in, so it's setting in order in the sense of leadership, hierarchy, all of that, government, whatever you want to say. It says, I shall set the people in order, and the nation shall be subject unto me. See that? That's heavy, man. Horrible tyrants shall be afraid when they do but hear of me. I shall be found good among the multitude and valiant in war. Exactly. So, with that being said, Proverbs 22:6. Train up a child in the way that he shall go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. And the child is what? Dealing with, first and foremost, the men, the little boys of Israel. But the Lord has daughters too. See? A boy, the word right here, Na'ir.
Strong's H5288. Na'er. Na'er.
See that? It says a boy, first and foremost, because the Lord's voice is to the sons of Israel. The Lord's tabernacle is with men. All right, a boy, lad, servant, youth, retainer. Jump down, it says a young man, boys. Now you jump down, strong definition, it says what? A boy as active from the age of infancy to adolescence, by implication a servant. Also, right, a girl. See that? Of similar latitude and age. So there you go. So the Lord has daughters too. You go into the Jacenius Childy Lexicon, it says a man first and foremost, and then it says what? Woman. All right. And that's where you have it at. It is used both of a newborn child as well as a young man of about 20. All right. Used of the Israelites when young as people. All right. So that's what you want to be teaching. Also used of boys and girls. Old woman. All right. Bridegroom, that's spiritual. Bride. All right. Now, so you train up these little boys and girls, particularly these little boys first and foremost, especially, because it's through them which the women are even able to be here. But it says, the sisters, it says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and then they come forth and hold it down, like it was Adam and it was Eve. Those was both the sons and daughters of God. It says, train up in a child in the way that he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. So you give them these lessons. And again, like I said, in this particular one, in this instance of raising the child, which is the children of Israel, which is what the Lord wants to do, we're going to be dealing with a particular thing, a specific that, little boys and little girls, us first and foremost, because that's not just always physically. That's really more so now, more than ever, spiritually, because you don't got time to be born again, which takes you back to the point. But once you recognize these things, learn these things, it's going to lead you to not losing no more. And ultimately, what? Playing out verse 7, the rich ruleth over the poor, ruling over the ones, governing the ones, leading the ones that are without these teachings and understandings. Being an example for them. It says, and the borrower is servant to the lender. Exactly. So these people are literally going to be borrowing our wisdom, and be borrowing from the ones that's lending out the riches. So like I said, buy of me gold tried in the fire. But getting to this now. John 3 and verse 3. Yahushua answered and said unto him, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God. Nicodemus said unto him, how can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? See that? And that's the answer is no, obviously. It says, Yahushua answered, verily, verily, I say unto thee, except a man be born of water and of the Spirit, he cannot enter, right, into the kingdom of God. So you got to be cleansed of those old ways, those sins, and you got to be unconformed and reformed by the Lord. All right? So spiritually and understanding and conduct and how you look at things and deal with things and address things and speak about things, what you stand for and don't stand for the purpose of you continuing and ultimately being of something that's going to continue forever, which is the kingdom. All right. So this is why the Lord's saying that. So that goes for those that are grown physically right now, but you don't have ways, but you done met the Lord. You have to start over. So this is raising the children of Israel. When the Lord got us as a nation leaving out of Israel, it was all ages, and they were all deemed, us as a whole, we were deemed the children of Israel. We are still today deemed the children of Israel, because the Lord is raising us. He's training us up in the way that we should go with the things we need, right? So with all that being said, I'll get one last point. It says Psalms 27 and 10. When my father and mother forsake me, then will the Lord take me up. Exactly. Because, and that's another reason why it's like that, as far as you being, a physical adult, but, the Lord telling you a child. Because it's things that you probably never got raised, but you've grown now, you meet the Lord. So it's things you didn't know. Which is why he's saying you basically gotta be like a child again. I'm about to basically re-raise you. And then you got things that, instances where you wasn't forsaken and wasn't not taught anything, but you wasn't taught nothing ultimately, because the stuff you would have, like, going on to say, been taught by parents you probably so-called did have around you, it was crap. It wasn't really standing on nothing and principles and morals and stuff like that, things aligned with the Lord. That's going to lead to you continuing. It's things they didn't really push to you, they should have pushed to you. So this is why. So it says, when my father and my mother forsake me, then the Lord will take me up. Teach me thy way. So if they forsake you by not being around, or basically not being around by not giving you the things you need to hear, not telling you the things, pointing out things to you and telling you things to do and not to do according to the Lord, you've been forsaken. So at that point, that's when the Lord, he takes you and he raises you, who's all raised incorrect, because the Lord wants it to be perfect. Like the little boy, he said, well, if I've kept the commandments and did this, since I was a child, what more do I lack? It's like, sell all he have and follow me. He couldn't do it because his understanding, his mentality. See that? Thought he knew it all. But anyway, it says, teach me thy way. See that? O Lord, and lead me in a plain path because of my enemies. Exactly. So the Lord, like, all right, I'm going to give you everything you need. So jumping into this. So we're going to jump down to the point. This is John 6, and I'm going to start at verse. Very serious. You take heed to this. Sirach 6 and 23. What I'm about to tell you through the Spirit, what you're about to be told, shown, and proven, on through the Spirit. Sirach 6 and 23. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. Put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chain, because you have to honor this and stick to these things that you're gonna be taught and told. And this one of them being what? Sirach 9 in verse 16. And let just men eat and drink with thee, and let not thy glory in be in the fear of the Lord. So you basically, that's the point of the lesson now. You want to be careful who you sit down with, who you allow around you, and they have to be right, because with you having this push to you, it's telling you to make sure the people you are right, and you can't just allow. That way, no snakes around you, ain't no snakes around you at the table, and you not putting yourself in a position where it's people that's not really with you, that's being superficial, or people that's not, even if they really they with you, but they not right and how they need to be. You don't let them eat and drink with thee. That's why the scriptures say here, Sirach 11 and verse 29, bring not every man into thine house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Exactly. Because you don't have to break bread to everybody. That's what it really means to let just man eat and drink with thee. You don't open yourself up to everybody. You don't give everything to everybody, because that's being superficial. So this is an aspect. Basically, the Lord is raising his children to know this, aka to not be superficial. Watch out for superficiality. Don't be one that is condoning, promoting, or teaching people that's okay, because it's not okay. Don't be someone yourself that's particularly like that. So again, bring not every man into thy house, for the deceitful man had many trains, right? Because in a house there's food. In a house there you can eat. So when it says again in Sirach 9, and let just man eat, let's start, and let just man eat and drink with thee, that's talking about basically communicating. As it says in the previous verse, let thy talk be with the wise. See? You don't just talk with everybody. It says in all thy communication in the law of the Most High, and let just man eat and drink with thee, and let thy glory be in the fear of the Lord. So you don't sit down and break bread with everybody. You don't just open up and tell everybody. You don't give everybody certain knowledge. You know. So that's what it means when it says don't invite every man into thy house. You know, you're not supposed to do that. Bring Sirach 11 and 29. Bring not every man into thy house, for the deceitful man hath many trains. Exactly. You've been told somebody something you weren't supposed to, and even if they was on their way of being real, they hadn't proven themselves yet. And now you done, shared something that's going to ultimately lead to your destruction, because they're going to go do something destructive of what you gave to them. They're going to be destructive of what you gave to them. It's going to lead to some form of destruction. It's going to be by way of you, because you were being superficial. That's what the Lord is saying. So when he's this is why he calls us the children of Israel, and this is why I think this is something I want to continuously touch on through the Spirit, raising the children of Israel. This particular lesson being titled what? Let just man eat and drink with thee. Watching out and preventing superficiality. We don't want to be helping people be fake, not be real. You ain't earned this information. It's like letting a baby sit at a table to eat a meal that it ain't ready to eat with all the other people that are. You can't sit here and be foolish like that. This ain't right. You call it being nice. That's called being stupid. You know? The elder brought that out. The elder Gabar. So I'm gonna speak on that more and add to that. All right. So with all that being said, I can really shut this down. Here it is. They coming around. The scriptures talk about is people that come around basically being fake. And you condoning it by not saying nothing, by letting them be around. When the Lord said, he not with that. Let me grab that. Sirach 1 and verse. Let's start at Let's start at 20. Let's start at 29. Be not a hypocrite, right? In the sight of men. Don't be an actor. Don't be acting like you something you not. And when you see somebody acting like they something they not, or they on a level that they not even on yet, or even have intentions to get into yet, you don't sit here and let that be, something like it's cool. That's okay to think like that. So when you jump down, next verse, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest. Exalt not thyself. Don't try to act like you on a level. We can't try to act like we on levels we on before we actually own them. That's not right. We can't let people think that type of way of being or thinking is cool. If you ain't ready for this, you ain't ready for it. I can eat it. No, you can't. No, you're not. No, you can't. And not thinking like that is not being mindful or not offending the little ones. Not being mindful that, meat can make your brother offend. Something he not ready for. She's not ready for. You yourself is not ready for. As much you eat, as much honey as is sufficient for thee, lest thou vomit it up. So it says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul. And so God discovered thy secrets, right? He exposed and bring out and revealed that, and he allowed you to, be seen for what you actually are. And what you was, basically obviously faking on the whole time, which was an image you put in other people's mind, and it wasn't really the case. The Lord allowed something like that to happen. It says, and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord, because thy heart is full of deceit. Exactly. Not being real, being a damn hypocrite, being an actor. You're not supposed to be at the table. This is not what it really is. The Lord not standing for that. So he not inviting every man in his house that's not ready. The Lord said what? He said, let me grab it. John 16 and 12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. Exactly. Let me read it again. I have yet many things. Let me read it again. Salakia. John 16 and 12. I have yet many things to say unto you, but ye cannot bear them now. So the Lord is the same way. He's not moving in the way of not acknowledging that. He's just not doing it. They're not okay with that. We're not supposed to be like that. He's not going to be superficial, He's not going to lie to kick it, And this is more than just, well, I got certain knowledge I can tell you. I ain't going to tell you yet. Breakdowns and shit. They ain't talking about that. You be trying to bring somebody along for something they not, ready to be a part of. They're not strong enough to bear, or whatever it may be. Don't be a damn fool. Being fake and superficial, you acting like you can go do this with this person, but there's no ground of nothing. There's nothing. It's fake. That's being superficial. You got these dumbass women going out here on dates and then they get left because they went out to damn just eat or something like that. Or whatever it may be. And then, so why would you do that? Why would you just you let people that's proven, that's right, that's you know, it's known. So it's so many instances we can see this at, as far as things in our past time, and things we see in the present time people doing. Sitting here, well, shit, we work together, but you a demon, I can kick it with you, or you know, you want to do this, I want to do this, but you know, we got two different, you know, situations. We not even able. It don't even make sense, man. That's instances of being superficial. But again, specifically, you know, you definitely not supposed to be sitting down, not minding, not paying attention to someone that's not minding how things are supposed to be. Hence, the Lord. Let just men, that's truly the just man, those that go according to scriptures. You can have a damn brother or sister that's in the faith like you, but they damn being lukewarm at the time, or whatever it may be. They falling off in this, but just because it's a brother or sister in the truth, well, I'ma still do this. Well, I'ma still have. No, you can't be moving like that. Eat so much as honey is sufficient for thee. So you supposed to love. If that's how you look at yourself, you prove your soul, your own soul, and you know it's evil for it, and you'll get that unto yourself, and you supposed to. But yet you know that you supposed to love your neighbor as yourself. You gonna have the same outlook for them when it comes to anything. It don't matter what it is. If it's not right, if it ain't who it's supposed to be, how it's supposed to be, if it ain't proven, if it ain't been tried in adversity, you don't goddamn just go with it. You don't not say nothing. If it ain't right how it needs to be, you not getting in. The Lord not let nobody in the dang he's not letting nobody in the banquet without having a wedding garment on. Cause that represent him missing him or her missing something they supposed to have. It not being right. And the Lord not gonna be superficial, meaning he gonna just to have people around him and have this house filled, because that's the Lord's goal is. He's not gonna for the sake of that have fake people, just whoever they're, no, because it ain't gonna be right and it's gonna lead to destruction. And that's how kingdoms fall, and that's how people get got, and that's how other people get destroyed. You let somebody try to lift some weight they can't lift, you know, for whatever odd ass reason. And they go on and break their damn neck. Come on, man. Stop being fake. Don't be superficial. And I want to get that word. And this is what we all have to know as adults and you know, as spiritual children now, and even the physical children. You let those that's proven, that's right, be dealt with, you know, on an inclusive level. Those that's actually around mentally, physically, and emotionally. That way it won't be no breach. Because if something was to happen and then you wasn't minding those things, it would be because of that. You just had people around that wasn't there physically, mentally, emotionally how they need to be there. There's no worrying when you got things how they need to be. All right. So I'm gonna close out. Got a couple more. This is Sirach 8, and I'm gonna start at verse 17. It says, "Consult not with a fool, see, for he cannot keep counsel. Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel. For he cannot keep counsel." Exactly. Trying to do stuff that you know you can't do with certain people. You know, even if they say they can, but you see they can't. Don't be an unwise king, because the unwise king is what destroys his people, let alone a kingdom in itself. And the Lord gonna get you. It says, "Do no secret thing before a stranger." See that? "For thou knowest not what he will bring forth." Exactly. So how you gonna sit here and eat and drink, just eat and drink with anybody? It's like eating everybody food. I don't eat everybody damn food. You know? Cause you might be damn, it could be anything. It could be some poison in it. It could be lace and stuff. They got, anytime somebody come with a cup, these mugs, they party animals, and now you damn laced. You been drugged. You got a goddamn some pork in your damn food, some abominable crap. Like, nah, I already know we ain't gonna be able to do that together. Cause you ain't this how you need to be when it comes to this matter that I do. You ain't as clean or as considerate or like the scripture say, consult not with you don't consult not with a coward on matters of war. You deal with who you know you can deal with. You deal with you live in trust. You deal with trust, or give out trust. The concept of trust with people you know you can trust. You do things as of trust with people. That's how you do. It says, "Open not thy heart to every man." See that? So when it says, let just man eat and drink with thee, aka not don't invite every man into thy house, it's literally saying don't open your heart to every man. It says lest he requite thee with a shrewd turn. Exactly. Just you doing it to anybody. Then must be like, well, David, he did it. He dancing over there. Go get destroyed then, cause you hard headed. You don't want to listen. So point being, man, if you gonna do it, it gotta be right. That's the whole point. If it ain't right, it ain't right. If it's missing, if it ain't right, it ain't right. You know. Because you got some fake crap around, and two can't walk together except they be agreed. So that means you just as fake. So again, let thy talk be with the wise, Sirach 9 and 15, and all thy communication in the law of the Most High. And let just man eat and drink with thee, and let thy glory and be in the fear of the Lord. Exactly. So, this is what, allows rules, kingdoms to rule and continue, and people to be okay and not be snaked out and not have fakes around you and all this other stuff, and people handling stuff that they ain't ready to handle. All these things is by minding this, and this is how the Lord is. The Lord ain't got to worry about nobody snaking him out or have sending fools to do missions. Let me grab it. Say Proverbs 25 and 19. Confidence in an unfaithful man. See that? Somebody that's not about the Lord. Someone that hasn't been shown that they solid when it comes to whatever it may be. Just life in general, aka being about the Lord. Fighting like for the same thing you fighting for, standing for the same thing you standing for. Not, well, yeah, I know I'm Israel. And then now they, you eating and drinking with them. But get the hell out of here. It says confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and a foot out of joint. You dealing with somebody that's in and out of believing. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, you can't deal with that and don't believe. Now, how much more that don't believe at all? So again, that's like trying to, believe that this broke tooth gonna be able to get this food chewed down and won't lead to, more hurt and decay. Or trying to think of you're gonna be able to run or win this race off a foot that ain't even in the joint. That's what the Lord saying. So I'm gonna end after this. Sirach 6 and 6. It says, be in peace with many, nevertheless have but one counselor of 1,000. Like that's where you get the whole concept of circle tight. It's circle of competence. You lean on what's completely sound and can be trusted. You don't need a bunch of things that you can lean on. I'd rather have one thing I know that I can lean on. It's completely trusted than a bunch. You got women out here with sugar daddies. Monday nigga, Tuesday nigga, Thursday nigga, Wednesday nigga, whatever. It says, if thou would get as a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. For some man is a friend for his own occasion, and will not abide in the day of trouble. And you could have knew that, probably did know that, but you ain't acknowledged that. So you let a just man eat and drink with thee, and now shit ain't right. The house done fell through. Motherfucker, wouldn't even consider it let a damn raccoon in your house because you didn't take time to acknowledge or even find out if this mug the type of close and lock doors behind them. You know what I'm saying? Like running it, whatever, man. Really be locked in. It says again, there is a friend who being turned to reproach, to enmity and strife will discover thy reproach. Exactly. Yeah, I know he eats and drink this, or he always eat. We do this. Now your business all out here. Now they telling stuff they shouldn't even be telling. Not because you didn't take time to consider if their mind is even aligned with yours. It says again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. They not really down for the cause. What it took to get to the table, what it's gonna take to get back to the table. What it take to get the knowledge that you got that you can give out or whatever it is that you got. You know what I'm saying? It says, but in thy prosperity, he will be as thyself and will be bold over thy service. Yeah, being superficial. Ain't really there, don't really know what's going on. Acting like he on the same page, she on the same page you on. They on the same page you on, but they really not. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta just be able to know these things. That's basically it. And this here, Sirach 31 and 22, my son, hear me, hear me, hear me, and despise me not. And at the last thou shalt find as I told thee. And see that? So you listen to this, you take heed to these instances where this being a case of things that go on out here, you gonna see. And if you took heed to it, it may have came across your way and you was able to avoid it and you was able to see, dang, this was real. See, I had prudence. Or you might see somebody else go through it. You'd be like, see, that's why I took heed to these. See, this is real. So don't learn the hard way. So that's what it goes on to say. In all thy works, be quick. Be on this quick. Get straight to it. Take heed to this, immediately. You got instances of this, get on that immediately. But turn to something else. It says, so shall there no sickness come unto thee. Exactly. You in a digressing situation now. Now something is sick. Something got messed up. Something not whole no more. So that's it. Call on like Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai Yahweh Kakodash. And hey, this what goes on out here. You see the 23rd and 24th verse. Whoso is liberal of his meat, men shall speak well of him, and the report of his good housekeeping will be believed. Exactly. The Lord, that's crazy. But against him that is a nigger of his meat at the whole city shall murmur, and the testimonies of his niggerness shall not be doubted of. All right, call Halam like how about Shmel Shah.